Bitches, episode 101. Start our journey towards 200. At least one of us is in the holiday spirit here. Can you say that for Halloween? The holiday spirit? Is it a holiday?
No, I don't. Well, Spirit Halloween, I think, is a thing, but not the Halloween spirit.
Yeah. I'm familiar with Spirit Halloween. This was a last-minute purchase because this happens to me every Halloween. All right, just so everybody knows, I'm Gary. Gary from Gloucester. How's that sound, Meech? Gary from Gloucester. And then
is it Gloucester or is it Gloucester?
Yeah, I was one of the
definitely not Glow.
It's Gloucester, right? Yeah?
Gloucester.
All right. Laying pipe since 1969. More hose. And let me tell you, you can get something like this and many fine items at the Halloween Spirit Store.
Spirit Halloween.
Spirit Halloween.
Did you guys see the Spirit Halloween skit on Saturday Night Live this past weekend?
Fink, what are you supposed to be, dude? You're scary, man.
Did you guys see it? Did you guys see that? They're talking about like how Spirit Halloween takes over all these old abandoned like Kmart's and stuff, and they're set up in 6 weeks and then they're gone till the next year. I always wondered about that. Like, what do they do with those spaces between Halloweens?
Yo,
they're just
I have
empty
no idea.
stores that they stake out. They take old abandoned Kmart's and stuff.
Yeah, but they always seem to be in the same spots every year after year. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going.
Now, we might think Spirit Halloween is like a global company, but I think they're based down in Egg Harbor Township, man, right down in South Jersey. So it may be just like a regional thing. I don't know.
And
Can someone answer that?
I don't think about Spirit Halloween one day of the fucking week.
Yeah, me neither.
All into it.
Yeah.
That's just you, Gary.
Gary from Gloucester.
Jesse look a little digitized to anyone else?
Yeah, big time. You got a bad feed over there, pal.
Yeah,
definitely looks analog.
I think it's
you
my.
keep skipping like Max Headroom. Remember?
I don't know why this internet isn't looking so good over here.
Better call up Comcast.
Got to upgrade to that gigabit.
I would change it. I wonder if I keep the stream going and I leave. Oh, I don't think it's going to work. Finky, can you open it up and keep it going? And I can change my internet?
I have no idea. Excuse my language.
We need some technical support. Can you guys see me or not?
Oh, I can see you, Gary.
You're very faded.
All right.
We can't even read your patches.
You can't read my patches.
Very pixelated.
I'm going to switch this up and see what happens.
Yeah, pause yourself. Go move your Wi-Fi around. Do something crazy. We'll talk about what we want to talk about. Fine.
We'll finally talk about Roe v. Wade. Well,
baby Gronk risen up, Livy done.
Yeah, Jesse, do you have any opinions on these New York fans, or should we talk about them while you're on?
I was like running around last night. I didn't see that. Can you guys see me now?
Yeah, it's a little better.
Yeah, we can always see it. It's just a little shaky. Rock, that
is it hot in here?
Noise.
I
usually love it, but it's very distracting.
It's hot.
The what?
Okay. I didn't see this Yankees fan situation happen immediately. But as soon as I did see it, it became clear to me. There's only one answer here. And that is every ballpark has got to be like CBP. Meaning you got to have a row of bushes. You got to have something. They can't be touching guys like that.
It was foul territory.
Yeah, it was a right foul territory.
My bad. You're right. Whatever. There needs to be something. They can't be right there. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like you got to have enough of a buffer where they can't touch the player. It's not
yeah, but
they're just greaseball New York fans, and they should be tased and quartered.
I mean, I get what you're trying to say, but some of these stadiums, the foul line there's like no room. So you can't put like rose bushes in there. Otherwise, they'd be on the field of play. Do you know what I mean?
Meech, I can barely hear you, man. Can you guys hear Meech?
Yeah. Can you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear Meech.
What is going on?
I'm trying to enunciate and speak loudly.
All right. Sounds like it's you again.
I'm having issues in the basement. I've been banished to the basement here at the house.
You're looking better. I'm in my upstairs closet. I'm deeply closeted right now.
Yeah, I was wondering where you were, Mish. Looks like you're like in jail somewhere. I mean, it looks like I'm in jail also, but
any other room in my house is being taken over by some.
Jesse, you look a lot better now.
Yeah, it's Gary to you. Yeah, I was gonna do like a whole accent, but I was like, I don't think I can keep it up the whole time. So here I am. I'm trying out this costume. This happens to me every year, guys. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything. And then I feel like I'm going to go with my kids somewhere to friends' houses. And then there'll be like another dude, like one of my friends who's got like a funny costume. And I'll be like, I'll feel like a bitch if I didn't wear anything. So I'm trying out my costume with you guys. The mustache failed. I'm going to have to get some adhesive.
So you think your costume talking about laying pipe and hose is appropriate to be walking your kids around in?
I wasn't going to say that.
I don't think they understand that. Do you know what I mean? I don't think so.
Yeah, these kids today understand everything.
Yeah.
We're fine. It's going to be great. It's going to be well received, especially this beautiful Eagles hat with the birds making this resurgence after everybody had counted them out, and I just want to say, Fink, he didn't agree with the company line today. He seems to think that the Eagles have been great all year. And I'm just not sure where he's at because I'd have to go back and check the tape, which I was too lazy to do. But you mean to tell me after the Browns game, this guy was like, oh, yeah, baby, here we go. What was it? 2-2.
You said back on. Like, it was 2-2 heading into the bye week. We didn't have A.J. Brown. We didn't have Devontae Smith. Lane Johnson was hurt. Like
1-2, right? Am I getting this right? Let's just fact check real quick, okay?
I had the Eagles going 16-1. There's no chance I was jumping off weeks 4, 5, 6.
2-2 heading into the bye, right? No, because we're 4-2 now.
Correct.
Right? So
it was a week 5 bye, 2-2. You're allowing your Nick Sirianni hate to overflow into how you feel about the Eagles. And that was apparent when we watched you guys last weekend, how much you guys hate Nick Sirianni.
Well, it's very hard to figure, okay, this Nick situation. Now we got Doug.
I can't with him in this.
Now we got Doug coming back, right? And, what do you guys think, honestly? Let's talk about this right now. Doug
is washed, bro. He's washed.
But
watched as a coach.
Did you see their gauntlet of games coming up? The Jaguars. He's got zero chance. Now they're trading away his best defensive players. They're going to be missing their DT on Sunday. He just got traded.
I think we got whatever magic Doug
down, and they're just letting Doug go down with it.
Yeah, whatever magic Doug had, we took it.
I think he would have been fired after that first London game if they didn't have another one the following week. Like, they couldn't exactly send him home from London, call somebody overseas to start coaching, and then he's like a dead man walking. He'll last another 3-4 weeks maybe, and then they'll bring in an intern. Sorry, Dougie P. It's over, buddy. You got one. Most people didn't get one.
Okay. So do you think what's happening now with Doug is an indictment about his capability such that we should draw the conclusion that Nick is actually, all in all, a better coach than Doug?
Listen, man, I don't know shit about coaches. I'm just going to be honest with you. I every time I think I do, every coach I think I know about, I'm just wrong on. So whatever. It's not really about them. I could hate a scheme. I could hate a lot of things, but I'd probably hate most teams' schemes if I sat down and watched their whole game. The bottom line is, I think the Eagles' success depends on Jalen Hurts not turning the ball over. It's not hard. Football's not that difficult. If you win the turnover battle, most of the time you're going to win. He hasn't been turning the ball over, and we've been winning pretty easily. So, I mean, I just love what they're doing now, and I would much rather peak at the end of the season than early. Absolutely. I can talk shit when they Saquon drops a pass that costs us a game, and then the following week they don't even show up. They don't have a game. I mean, granted, like Fink said, they were missing 3 of their best players, but they didn't show up. It was bad. They got beat from the beginning. They got beat down.
All right. Now,
Sirianni is 3 wins away from passing Doug Peterson in 3 seasons. Took Doug Peterson 4 seasons. All he does is win.
Sirianni also hasn't scripted any plays that scored points in the first quarter in like a year. It's up and down with him. Everything's not great. You could look at Jalen Hurts' record as a starting quarterback. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's crazy.
At the end of the day, you judge on wins most of the time. Wins and what you do in the playoffs.
Let's let Rocky B-Ball jump in here. Go ahead.
I got a question. Right. So I was talking with my boy Blake, friend of the show. He was talking about this the other day, right? Say at the end of the season, right? Say we've reached the Super Bowl, whatever, lose the NFC Championship game. Jalen Hurts shows progression. You got a bunch of guys coming at Kellen Moore for head coaching jobs. Would you fire Doug just to keep Kellen Moore as the head coach, just so Jalen doesn't have to go through another scheme change or another offensive change?
It's a weird hypothetical to ask me, but
that's what I'm saying. It's a weird question. I was thinking about that. I'm like, it kind of makes sense. I mean, you think about Jalen, right? If he's like,
most teams let their coordinator walk and retain their head coach and just keep replenishing their coordinators. And most coordinators go on to not have success. So I would say they would lean towards keeping Sirianni and what's another coordinator for Hurts?
And Kellen hasn't been that great as a head coach either, right?
No. Right, but the important thing here in this question is
Kellen was the head coach, right?
Progression.
Was Kellen the head coach?
Yeah, for the Chargers.
For Chargers.
Was he?
Am
I crazy?
I don't think so.
I don't know. But
I think he was.
What's more important to the team? Is it Jalen Hurts' progression? So like I said, maybe he shows some progression, then end of the year they lose the NFC Championship game. They get close. You wouldn't you know what I mean? It's like then if you
offensive coordinator finish the year as a top 10 NFL quarterback, I think that would be pretty cool.
All right. I'm looking
which isn't a lofty goal, but come on.
I don't know. I was thinking about that at first. I was like, "There's no way you fire that head coach." No. But then the more you think about it, it's like, I mean, what's he? He's a figurehead, right? He's not the coordinator of the defense. He's not the coordinator of the offense. What's more important to the team? I'm thinking the quarterback's more important to the team. So
looked it up. Kellen has never been a head coach before. Always offense coordinator.
I meant offensive coordinator. He's been okay, but his teams don't win anything.
All right. He's definitely interviewed for a lot of coaching positions. Actually, did they say if he did interview for the Eagles in the past? I feel like they were looking at him. But either way, everybody thinks he's got a good creative scheme. The Eagles have to have changed coordinator more than almost any team in the past 5 or 6 years, right?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. How many different offenses has Jalen Hurts run?
I think if you look up Kyler Murray, he's got the same track record. He's had a different coordinator, at least one every year. I think it's more common than you think. Teams don't wait around and have faith in guys. They axe them as soon as the first sign of something bad, or if they're good, they leave.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at the best quarterback in the game, and I'm not comparing Hurts to
you don't see any
Mr. Mahomes, but
except
I got a question.
The defensive guys.
If Goodhart shows up, we have very nice symmetry right now, right? If he shows up and we have to put a fifth box in here, it's not going to look good.
You could just probably cut me out at that point.
That's right. We're going to trade you out of here.
Yeah, at some point. Yeah.
So. All right.
What time's your game, Rock?
It's probably not going to start for at least a good 20 minutes, half an hour.
You can't lose in that shirt, so that's right. Yeah. Wait! Don't let the NFL see that.
Oh no!
I'm gonna get another
Philly shirt. I couldn't wear that. If I wore that shirt, the sweat immediately.
I would be all over.
What?
The sweat coming through a gray T-shirt?
What do you mean? I'm not playing ball in this shirt. I'm just wearing it right now. I have a jersey.
You have the pennies that Meach got started and that ruined
the
league.
You know what?
Hey, Aaron Judge, welcome to the World Series. Just did a 2-run shot.
Did he?
Oh,
yeah.
Shit, I should have that on right here.
I'm in my.
Can I tell you? I got a
Tobias has 4 and 7 at the half. He's a monster.
Does anyone have an anti-Tobias Harris parlay going on?
No, I actually have him to get 10 points in one of my parlays.
There you go.
So he's almost halfway there,
Wait,
although he doesn't score after halftime.
He said in one of my parlays, it's just a standard Wednesday night for me.
Actually, I don't have more than one. I shouldn't have said that. I have one parlay.
I have 17 in. I don't have no Tobias
You guys want to hear a heartbreaking story? You want to hear? You think you want?
No.
This is probably like I thought about him for 3 days. I was telling everyone I ran into, like I'd be like, "Mom, listen, I got a buddy. Listen to what happened." It's truly heartbreaking, and I honestly,
I got tears in my eyes thinking about it.
I think you got to start with the King of the Court promotion and explain that, and then lead into the bet for people to fully grasp the everything that.
So, DraftKings is running this promotion called King of the Court promotion. You take one player for a prop, and it's like a profit boost. If they get the most PRAs, points, rebounds, assists for the night, you get a share of a $5 million pot for a free bet. So I took LaMelo Ball, not really knowing about the full promo, but I wanted to profit boost because I had him on my fantasy team. He wound up winning that night, so I got a $1,000 free bet from DraftKings for
how much was your bet for $10 or something?
$10, and I won the bet too.
Yeah.
Cha-ching. What's up, Pop? So I had a $1,000 free bet. So I was just thinking about this free bet for a week, what I was going to do with it, and I decided Oh wow, the Yanks are on fire! It's all because of them dudes in the foul territory.
Ding, ding, ding.
So wait, that $1,000 free bet had to be all used in one shot?
Yeah.
In one shot. You couldn't break it up.
Got it.
So, listen, dude, I didn't get here playing like a little, like I had to gamble it. So I did it on a parlay. I took Joe Mixon, Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs, all to get a TD. Josh Jacobs and Mixon to get 60 yards. And then I had Saquon Barkley to get a touchdown and 60 yards.
No.
So I had everything. It was 1K to win $11,000. So I'm sitting there when he runs that little 1 yard line, I'm like, then the tush push again, blah blah blah. And then just when you think your night can't get any worse, it does. It does. Because on my way we were at the bar for my buddy who's bartending last shift. What up? Shout out Ski. It's touchdown day, tight end day. So I was like, let's put it in a small tight ends bet. So I cooked up a 6-leg tight end touchdown parlay. It was 2 from each game. 4 out of 6 hit. So I had a cash out offer, and it's like $113. And I'm looking, and I'm like, I had Tyler Kraft left and Ingram from the Jags. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh man, we're gonna hit. And then I'm looking at the cash out. I'm like, maybe I should cash out. And my buddies are like, what are you doing? No, you shouldn't. And I was like, too late. I cashed out. So I cashed out for $113, and then Kraft and Ingram scored, and I would have won $13,000.
$13,000
on a $10 bet.
God,
on a $10 bet, and I cashed out for $113.
Dude, I'm starting to feel emotions just thinking about like that. That is.
No.
I literally sat there for probably like another 20 minutes. I was just like, yeah, I gotta
go. My God.
But I will say, so my buddy Ed was at the bar with us. We're all in a group chat. So I sent the bet in a group chat, and he had $5 left over. So he put the $5 on the bet. He hit for 6.9K. So he gave me $1,000. He said that's a good guy though. He's a great guy. Ed's a great guy, dude. Shout out Ed. We'll see him at the tailgate because he was like, I want to put it in without you, and I was just like, all right, I love you. I was like,
oh my God.
So I could have put up 24,000 fucking units, and I walked home with $113 that I grew over the last 2 days.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, Fake. That is terrible. When they said, when they mentioned that on the text chain, I didn't think it was gonna be that bad.
Yeah, like I'm legit like mad, like upset tears. I was like, I can't believe so what makes it even worse, if you guys really think I'm even dumber, Saturday I cashed out of a bet. It was a 3-pointers bet because the Aaron Fox was 0 for 5 in the third quarter for threes. I needed 2. And I was like, $65. I'll take it. I can use that for Saturday for football Sunday. Cashed out. He hit 3 threes. I would have won $400.
Stop cashing out.
Cashed out Saturday. Why would I cash out again on Sunday? Why would I even think about doing it again? That's the dumbest thing ever. And anyone who knows me know I'm a man who rides that shit. Like, I'm never cashing out. And all of a sudden, I'm fucking cash out Carl. Like, what the fuck?
Got the betting yips. Shit.
Your good fortune is coming, man. It's coming at some point, man.
I could afford to go to the Eagles game this week if I would hit that 13K parlay.
His good fortune was coming to him, but he screwed it up.
It's like, hey, bud, we're here. And I'm like that.
Oh.
But shout out, Ed.
I got in a helicopter and tried to kill God. Flew as high up as I can.
I found a penny on heads at Office Max today, so I think like I might get some coming up this week. So
yeah, you might not find a pair of Post-it notes somewhere.
13K, man. What an idiot. Sorry. That was a long-winded story, huh?
Good.
Great story.
No, I mean,
lots of drama.
That's the worst. 13K, that's like 20 jobs for me at the plumbing shop, dude. It's freaking crazy. Listen.
Gloucester Gary.
So I went to look at my notes for the show, and the first thing I have in my phone notes is Squirrel's Oath. Because on Sunday,
he's giving up his Jaguars.
The Radical Squirrel will repeat after me, and he will renounce his Jaguars fandom once and for all and officially convert to being an Eagles fan. And I'm putting together a tremendous oath that he will have to swear in front of the entire audience. And he will one by one give us his most precious paraphernalia and explain why he holds it dear. And then he will get rid of it. And he should renounce his fandom because any team that has 2 straight London games is an unserious franchise, and he needs to move over to the Eagles completely. Now, there are some people that may not accept him fully. Are you guys willing to accept him with open arms, or will the stain of his Jaguars fandom haunt him? You know, what do we do here?
I need a blood sacrifice.
Yeah. Like I don't know what would happen, like trauma-wise, in someone's life to become a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, but just to get him out of that evil place that he's in, I'll accept.
All I can think about is the meme of the guy, the Jaguars fan,
yeah.
That guy. I feel bad for Squirrel every time, but like, he grew up, I guess, during the Fred Taylor, Mark Brunell era, and they were good. Who knows?
What an era!
But yeah, what I hear you. People did weird shit when they were kids, though. I was a big Dolphins fan for some reason when I was a kid.
On my fantasy team, and he scored 3 touchdowns one game.
Pretty colors. That's why. Pretty colors. Just be honest. Pretty colors.
I like Dan Marino, actually. I was a big Dan Marino fan. So.
Truth be told, Radical Squirrel's parents aren't big like Philly people. They're not big sports people. We went to school out in like media, so it wasn't like a crazy like Philly thing. And he just got away from us. You know what I mean? But over time, he realized he should have realized earlier this is not. But he did dig in. He held on to it for a while.
Squirrel's one of the biggest Eagles fans I know right now. So you got to let him in.
Let him in. And I want
to see blood.
His brother, Trevor, who you guys know, is upset because now Radical Squirrel, with his full transition, is a more viable person to get tickets that Trevor otherwise might have been given. So he's upset.
Full transition.
He's transitioning. So Trevor's upset because Squirrel might get tickets. So Trevor wants things to be burned. He's advocating for fire.
And
I'm just not sure that we can do fire in the parking lot. Could be a problem.
Yeah, it's a bad idea. Terrible idea.
Be quiet, Rock. There's fires all the time in the parking lots.
Unless you put it in like barbecue. Unless you put it in a grill. I was gonna say unless you put it in like a grill. You don't want to just have like some shit on fire on the ground. But
I wanted to do the baptism, but the logistics of that became very tough. So I think we're gonna do an oath, and then I'm gonna write something on his head in ash, like Ash Wednesday. I mean, that's my plan. You guys think that's a good plan?
I like the ash part. He has to wear for the entire game, though, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Use the wing sauce from the Blue Mountain Wing.
You think I could draw it with my finger like a penis that the back of it is an eagle? Do you think I could?
No, don't do the penis thing. That's immature.
I was just gonna write "Go Birds" on there. You know what I mean?
Nah, leave that in college.
All right.
Grow up, Jesse.
Seriously.
Who's this guy? Where's he from?
Rock, can I just say, I do recall. He does say grow up, but Rock and I did draw pictures.
That was a big thing in the college days. Yes, that was a big thing in the college days.
This is a funny story. We were in our buddy's car one night late, and we were driving around, going wherever, and we found his notebook. I think this was even after college. I don't know. It must have been
this was way after. This is when I had a house. Yeah. We were at least 30 plus.
We found his notebook, and we probably saw Superbad recently, so we decided we would draw a bunch of pics in his notebook so that and then he finds it. It was good. I mean, it's not, you call it whatever you want, but it's
good. But I found the notebook when I was sitting in a meeting at work, and I opened it up, and I'm like, what is this inside of my notebook?
Yo, it was me and Bird who did it to you.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
You thought you were in with him.
No. Yeah.
All right. I got something quirky for you guys, right? I saw, and that sounded weird. That came out weird. But listen, hear me out. I see stuff from time to time, and I gotta talk to people about this. And it does relate to my plumbing outfit here. I'm driving the other day, and I see a plumbing truck, and it says East Philly Plumbing. And I say to myself, I've never heard a single person ever say East Philly, because East Philly.
What is that?
It's not a thing.
East Philly's the river, right?
Yeah, is that Kensington or something? What the hell is East Philly?
I was in Fishtown, big on the side of the truck.
Like
East Philly. I'm like, there is no East, right? You with me? Thought that was weird. So
I got to. He does plumbing in the river.
Okay, I got a good story here. Shout out to my man Jake, hooking me up with the human robots. I got so many of these in the fridge. You guys got to come over and drink some. Okay.
Jake from State Farm?
Nope. Jake from Human Robot. Okay. I got a good story for you. So a friend of mine, his wife is on a charity board or something, right? She calls him up. She goes, hey, we got Eagles tickets somehow, through the board. Do you know anybody that would want them? And he's not like a big Eagles fan, surprisingly. And he goes, all right, well, let me make a call. He's got a buddy who's a big Eagles fan, right? So he calls up the guy. He's like, hey, man, you want Eagles tickets for this weekend? The guy's like, yeah, dude, absolutely. He's like, but and the guy the guy's all excited. And he's like, yeah, sure, cool. All right, I'll call you back. And so he realized all of a sudden this was the week of the Giants game, right? And he goes, well, the Eagles game is away, right? And his buddy was all excited about it. He calls his wife back. He goes, Eagles are playing in MetLife this weekend. She goes, yeah. Oh, no. No. Oh, my mistake. I have tickets to the Temple game.
Oh my God.
He has to call his buddy back and say about the Eagles tickets, but actually tickets to the Temple football game.
How do you make that mistake?
Well, it's his wife, man. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
That reminds me of the time that Jesse invited me to the Eagles Giants game.
Right.
And I thought he invited me to a Sixers Wizards game. And I drove down to the stadium in a Maxey jersey. And the Sixers weren't even they were playing in Washington. And I didn't realize that till I was on Patterson Avenue and saw everybody in Eagles gear. And so I turned around, went back home, threw on an Eagles jersey, and drove back and met him at the link.
Okay.
That was fun.
That was hysterical. That's not unlike you not to know, what's going on in the landscape there.
Because I worked really late Friday and Saturday when I was just unaware of Sunday morning's activities. I don't know why I figured Sixers over Eagles, but I did.
I got two quick jersey question for you guys, okay? Because, with the kids, the jerseys, you're trying to figure out what to do. My son wanted an Oubre jersey last year, and I was a little bit like, I don't know, but he did get the deal. Is the time right now to get the Oubre jersey? Probably, right? You guys
no, I would wait until the new City Edition come out, the new cream Spectrum joints, and get him a maxi, because that's what I'm getting.
Yeah, you guys want to see what my son forced me to buy for him?
Yes.
No, threw that in the garbage.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't even know they sold D-League jerseys.
Stop.
I
I'm
By the
rooting
way,
for Ronnie. I like the dude.
Shout out.
like him too, but he's not an NBA player. So there you go.
I think Blake. Listen, I think Blake is on to something here. He said never trust Rock's parlays. And here's the thing: you guys have been spamming the City Pigeons text chain with all your parlays. You know, and
I haven't been spamming.
Look, I'm just saying. You know,
I just send out winners, bro.
I want you to know something. I have spousal approval to put money on any parlay that Meech puts up. So if I see a parlay come in, I just bet it. Next thing I know, I realize I bet a good heart parlay. Okay? Come on. Right?
That's your fault for not.
Oh, he's like, it's a numbers game. Like I'm going to put money on. No, it's not a numbers game. You either hit parlays at some point in your life or you don't. And if you don't, I don't want to bet on your parlays. So keep your parlays off the chain, right? Meech, can I start a direct relationship with you? I need to get your parlays right into my text. I can't have any of this clutter.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I won't mess around. I'll just send them to you anymore.
Because here's the thing. I know
You can include me on that too.
Listen.
Look at that baby.
You know why I bet Meech's parlays? Because guess what? I don't have the time or the wherewithal to actually know what the hell's going on. So I just, I'm going to ride him. Mark doesn't.
No
homo. Listen, Mark doesn't either. Okay.
No. You say pause now, Jesse.
Pause.
That's
pause.
politically
Whatever.
Correct.
Listen, Mark doesn't
get fucking Gary out of here.
Gary's out of control.
Gary is so inappropriate.
Listen, Mark doesn't have the time to do the research either and know what the hell's going on. So let's be honest. You know what I mean? He's not here to defend himself.
Oh, he's not in the waiting room?
No. Okay. Second jersey question.
Sixers are losing by double digits to the Detroit Pistons at home.
Oh my god!
Wow.
I don't like
fellas, I gotta go. I'll see you tomorrow, Jess. I'm sorry.
Good luck, my man.
That's okay.
Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Oh my.
Whatever you said. Thank you.
Go long.
I'll see you tomorrow, Jess.
Play like Toby tonight, buddy. All right.
What?
Oh my god! Why would he say that?
Terrible.
He's got 6-8.
Toby, they're winning
right now.
They're winning.
All right. Thanks.
They're
Well, thanks then. All right.
They are winning. All right. What do you guys think about Dean getting a Nakobe Dean jersey? Right? It makes sense there.
It's awesome.
Are we there now? Because I was going to do it, but I was like, I don't know. But now Nakobe's kind of balling. You think that has enough runway?
Here's the cool thing about buying kids' jerseys. They'll grow out of them in 2 years. So if the guy gets traded, even if he gets traded this year, you're not really losing out that much. He's not getting too many wears out of this thing.
Listen,
it's once you get into the adult sizes is where you got to start really protecting your purchases for jerseys because they're lifelong jersey purchases now.
Here's the thing. Kev is asking, we had a listener that wants to get on the Meech Bet Slips group. I'm not saying you should start your
Yo, Gary, you all right, man?
Listen, I'm not saying you should start your own chili bets thing because I know you don't want to feel like it was no money, but people want to bet your bets, man. What do we do about this?
I mean, I was thinking about starting a Bet Meech Twitter account because so many people on Twitter just do not like gambling, and so they wouldn't want it through my regular. And I don't want to send it through City Pigeons because people don't want to get inundated with nonsense. So I would have to start a separate account. But here's my problem with it. I like betting. I'm superstitious about giving it out to lots of people, but I could get over that easily. But my thing is, I'd feel guilty if people are losing money on me. I would feel real bad.
They have the choice to bet the tail you or not.
If the
Free
people
will.
are asking. If the people are asking.
But Meech, here's my question.
We'll make it at Bet Meech CP.
You're talking about
thing. A lot of my bets are come from either Chili Bets, Kilkenny, El Cap, and sometimes I take a combination of the three. Sometimes I choose my own completely separate from them, but I don't want to give out other people's bets for free and disguise them as my own. So
Stolen Valor.
I think Stolen Valor, and I think one of my good betting attributes is being able to pick and choose. Like I don't always pick the right ones, and I miss some bangers sometimes. But I think I have a good track record of recognizing value or good bets as opposed to just throwing away your money.
Okay,
so
for
you'll have bet meet CP up and running by Friday.
Let's do it. Now, listen, are you talking about charging for this service or just being?
No, I would never charge anybody for my shitty gambling picks.
Okay, so if you're not charging, then who cares? You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. I don't want to give away people's picks who do charge for free. That's like stealing the MLB TV feed and sending it directly to you when that's not my business to do so. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't do that, but I would post my own, which I bet all the time.
Let's do it.
I think me and Fink should collabo.
I feel bad.
He's got a good track record too, but he's got a lot of secret action, like $13,000 tight end touchdown bets, which I would have loved to have been a part of.
You probably would have put like 25 on it. You probably would have been on vacation right now.
Yeah, I would have made $100,000 off that bet, and
I was literally just in the back of the Uber on my way there, like tight end day. Fucking cashed in.
I did it. I did a huge tight end parlay, which would have won $3,900, but I did yards instead of touchdowns. And Evan Ingram was the only one that didn't accumulate the yardage needed. So fuck Evan Ingram, even though he caught that late fourth quarter touchdown that also fucked you. So yeah, fuck Evan Ingram. This show is dedicated to fuck Evan Ingram.
All my homies hate Evan Ingram.
I feel like this has become somewhat of a gambling program, which is okay. I'm fine with that. But I did advertise it as, us talking about being back on the wagon. So I just do want to bring it back. And let me say this, because we haven't talked about it yet. This Sunday, M-Lot, as we do, some of you people, love you, have been there before. We're in the same spot, setting up.
I can't wait. I got off all day. I'm in it.
Beautiful. I was just texting with, Matt over at Kenwood. He's going to be ready. They're going to be pouring. We got Illadelph bringing the Illadelph vodka. We're going to have
some guys bringing hoagies.
Yeah, there's these hoagies that are okay. Think something.
You guys are having fucking hoagies? No one asked me.
We got a guy bringing 3 kinds of boneless buffalo wings. I don't know. Last time he showed up, it was
that Blue Monkey Catering. They were unbelievable last
time. That's right.
Literally 10 out of 10 wings. I mean, easy.
And we got the squirrel transition. So
it's going to be a good time.
It's going to be a good time. And here's the thing. You would like to think that the Eagles should be able to absolutely kick the crap out of the Jags, right? You would think. So
what's up, Magic?
Magic's in the house. What's up? I was trying to get Bean on the camera, but Bean's not here. We did move the litter down to the basement, which is a good idea, generally speaking. But for purposes of me on the podcast, it's not as ideal. But Cat's doing well. I've got some good pictures, Fink. I'm going to send you some cat pictures.
Yeah, we'll get the cat and dog update after. Sorry for interrupting the tailgate. Okay.
But the bottom line is this. While I'm watching the game last week and the last couple weeks, I'm like, man, let things come together so that the tailgate has some real gusto. I mean, you can't ask for a better situation, right, than what we've got going here. We should be able to kick their ass, but we're going to get ready. We're going to have fun. We're going to be there all day. You want to come down, hang out, help us pop a 10 up or whatever. I just found out the lot opens at 9 o'clock, which is just not ideal, right? Because we're going to have to be in line by 7:30, 8 o'clock. I don't know.
It opens at 9 now? Okay.
Yeah, it's very early. Very early.
One of my buddies promised to bring down a TV for Red Zone, so we'll be down there by 1. We'll be set up for the tailgate, getting all crazy.
It's going to be.
You going into the game?
Nah, man.
Yeah, me neither.
Maybe you never know. You never know. Okay, now here's the thing. We got this game this week, and I want to go back real quick because I think when I look at the way that at least myself personally, right, I was very upset with what I had seen from the Eagles in the first 4 or 5 games, coming out of the Browns game. Obviously, a lot of head-scratching decisions by Nick. Didn't look like there was any real cohesion in terms of what they were trying to do. And then the reality is they've had 2 good games. A game against the Giants, who honestly, besides that game, have played tough football for some teams. I'll give them credit for that. They played a tough game against the Steelers the other night.
Yeah, even Monday night.
Right. And then, a game that really the Cincinnati had to have, right? So to go in there and win for the first time, end up blowing them out, is very impressive. But I almost think about it as the tale of two kind of stories, right? The one is, as I look back at how pissed off we are, I'm not taking back anything that was said about Sirianni because, the decisions that he made didn't make sense. And the way the team played just made it look like, there was no.
Here's the thing. We weren't the only ones saying it. It was a common talking point.
Yeah. I mean, you guys saw the clip of the dude, I forget his name, talking about Sirianni's a clown. He's talking shit to his own fans after winning a game that they didn't play great against the lowly Browns. That all happened. I'm not going to forget about all that. You know what I mean? But I will say this past week, I was looking at I'm in a pool where you got to pick 5 games against the spread. And I'm looking at it and I see Tampa Bay is a 2.5 point dog at home. Tampa Bay's kicking the crap out of everybody. Well, they're a 2.5 point.
They're missing Mike Evans, Godwin.
So you see where I'm going. And where I'm going is, in the games where the Eagles didn't play their best, they were missing one or both of those 2 players, right? And so that's a huge factor. And what I think is the most important thing, we're now, a lot of people are talking about how Jalen Hurts has turned a corner and the Eagles are Super Bowl contenders. And I think all that's honestly a little premature. We got to see a little bit more here. But I think the most important thing is that if you can put pressure on a team to say, you're going to have to stop Saquon Barkley, right? If you can make a team do that, then it's almost impossible for them at the same time to account for the fact that we have Devontae and A.J. Brown. And if you recall, in years past, recent years, when we had Swift and other guys who weren't as good runners as Saquon and couldn't, force the run game, teams couldn't stop A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith anyway. So my point is, it seems like they're finally starting to figure out how to leverage their assets to put teams in a really tough spot. And at the same time, you got young guys on defense that are, really starting to come into their own. Maybe Vic Fangio starting to figure out who he has. Everybody's believing. And that's the biggest thing, by the way, that these guys start to believe in what Vic Fangio is trying to do. They start to believe in what Kellen Moore is trying to do. It bears results, and then they all grow together and grow confidence. I think that's what we're seeing. I'm not ready to go, this is the greatest thing ever. We're going to the Super Bowl. What I need to see is this: you go win against the Jags. If you don't beat them by 10 points, then that's not acceptable. It's that next game, because we never play well in Dallas. We really don't. There's been a few times in recent years we've gone down there and beat them. They're not particularly good right now. Their organization,
but they're desperate. Desperate teams are dangerous, especially at home.
But you look at it like this: you've got the Jags at home, then you've got the Cowboys in Dallas, which is tough for us. And then you're going to have the Commanders coming in here for a Thursday night game. So to me, that 3-game stretch, like I said, the Jags, I kind of chalking that up. But that's going to tell us more.
You need the NFC East games.
I think if they're the team that people kind of think they are based on what they've done in these last 2 games, they should win all those games. You know what I mean? They really should.
Here's what I'm happy about. If this season could have gone off the rails quickly. I mean, everybody was ready to bail. It was like Jalen's not the future. Nick's not the guy. I mean, it was really bad after that. After he started cursing everybody out, it was at a point where the season could go downhill fast, or they can regroup. And they regrouped and played 2 of the most complete games. That's what I love. Their Super Bowl year, they would whip teams' asses. They wouldn't just win games. They would win decisively. And that's what they've been doing the past couple of weeks. And it's so much fun when you whip a team's ass. And, I mean, you got to think the key to this team is A.J. Brown. He missed the playoff game last year. We lost. He missed the game, the 2 games this year that we lost. I mean, it's a common theme when you're in trouble and it's 3rd down and you need a completion for 8 yards, for 12 yards, for 3 yards. A.J. Brown's your guy. I mean, he is so clutch. And you see them pink shoes. You just know the ball's getting swallowed up when it goes to him.
I just had a thought. Do you think if you tuned into the show for the first time and you saw me making these legitimate Eagles points, you might be like, there's this dude, Gary, and he is crazy. You should see this guy, man. He knows his Eagles shit. He looks cool. He looks like an 80s surfer. You got
you don't look much different.
When did you make a good Eagles point?
Should this this be my new thing? I just feel like you live in the castle full of hate, man.
Yeah,
no, listen, like you,
podcasters.
You guys went
or
so off the edge against the Eagles after a couple of weeks, and now it's like, oh, we're back and we're feeling great. And
like,
I'm not feeling great.
But you can't just you guys jumped off the ship before week 5. Like you had brand new coordinators on both sides, and then look at it, you're starting to learn things. That the players are getting more in tune with everything.
Right. I'm gonna have to go back. Did you?
They constantly have new coordinators on both sides. It's a constant thing. This is part of the problem.
And last year they weren't that good. We saw what happened.
So are you trying to say we should have had blind faith when it looked like things were collapsing? But because you don't
jump off the ship after 4 weeks of a football season.
Yeah, but you can
complain 2-2.
Things you've seen that go wrong.
You can complain, but like we're sitting here like acting like the fucking sky was falling. You're 2-2. Look at us now, 5-2, and we're like, we knew it the whole time.
All right,
I didn't say we knew it the whole time. But the thing is that the team changed. They changed their dynamic. They changed their offensive philosophy. It's a completely different team.
Did you see today? Baldy does his Baldy breakdowns, and he was breaking down one of the play action plays, and someone asked him saying like, why all of a sudden the change? And Baldy said that a couple players spoke up about the offense.
Well, good.
So, and then. Yeah, well, I said that last week we had the episode with the Kellen Moore with the certain play actions, and he's had the least amount in his career, and then you opened up you could see in the breakdown how much the play action just opens up the offense, especially with a running back like Bartlett you ever heard. So you have wide receivers like AJ Brown and Smitty, and I can't believe we're going to the Super Bowl. Gary, come on, man.
See,
yeah, Gary started to feel it.
You're going the complete opposite way. You because you did this with the Phillies too.
You did.
Did what?
You know,
did what? I got excited for a baseball game.
No. You do the overboard thing. There's a difference between but we've seen the shit. So you have the same feeling.
I love hard and I crash hard, Meech. Okay.
We got to go check the tape because we had an episode a couple of weeks ago where everyone was outraged, right? And if Fink was in there saying, "Don't worry, guys, they're gonna be fine," I don't remember that. So if we did that episode after the watch party, then we would have definitely filmed me spiraling out. But we don't. So now I've never said anything like that. I just been rosy and happy for days. I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Not to get away from the Eagles, but I tweeted about this earlier. But I was sitting in the parking lot, and my kids had soccer practice up at Holy Family University now. So I was sitting in the car, and I got a call from Lansdowne, PA. And I normally wouldn't. It looked like a scam type of call, but I picked it up. I was like, "Hello," and I got a pretty deep voice as it is. And the dude's like, "Yes, is this Susan?" And I'm thinking to myself, like, do I sound like fucking Susan? But in
the crazy world,
that, I got my voice real deep. I was like, "Yeah, this is Susan." And the guy was like, I just hung up.
You know what? You're probably one of those transgender inmates that got the sex change.
Yeah,
that Kamala paid for it.
Thanks,
you know what
Kamala.
I mean? That's probably what happened right there. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Those are the most disgusting commercials.
I'm going to jinx myself here. I have not gotten one political text or phone call.
Well, it's over Tuesday, so the most that could happen is my number usually only gets texted. I rarely get the phone call.
I haven't gotten anything. Everyone's like been complaining.
I rarely pick up, maybe.
I get so much.
Well, you're
Listen,
like
you're involved as well,
right?
I'm not though. You'd be surprised. Listen,
I'm just out there burning.
The score of the Sixers game was 84-67 Pistons.
85-67, end of the third. Sixers are like, if I was at the Wells Fargo Center right now, I would either be at the bar in the concourse or I would be in my car on the way home.
All right, let me say something real quick on the Sixers because I think we might have like a real problem here. Did you guys hear the audio? I'm sure you did, of Nick Nurse when he was refusing to answer the questions about Embiid or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
did you hear the one today, which was even worse?
Yes. I can't tell. One of two things is happening. My hope is he's actually just pissed off with the media and the fine and all that. But it seems like he first said, you guys got the information about Embiid. I'm talking about it, like all pissy, whatever, which could mean he's pissed at any number of people. But he did say something I thought was really interesting. He talked about how he made the team go extra hard because they hadn't like played with any toughness in the first 3 games. And finally he saw something in practice. I'm just getting this vibe from him somehow. And look, Paul George and Embiid aren't participating yet, but he seems really irritated by his own team. Do you know what I mean? Right out of the gate. That frightens me.
Here's one thing I think he's irritated at is Morey and the ownership, because I think he's uninformed, and his job is to coach the team, and he can't coach people who aren't there. And when you go to a press conference and people are asking you about the people who aren't there, and you have no answers because no one's giving you any information. At that thing today, I don't know if he didn't know that the team was fined or he didn't know that it became public knowledge. But either way, you can't send your coach out to a press conference without him knowing that the team was just fined $100,000 for not answering questions about their star player. It's lunacy. This team has no idea how to run itself. And I'm almost rooting against them at that. I mean, and that's sad, but it's like I want them to fail just to let them know that this isn't acceptable. We don't accept no information. Give us something. Tell us he's hurt. Tell us he tore his MCL again. Make something up. I don't give a shit. But
they mismanage this. They mismanage this stuff all the time, and then they treat us fans like we're fucking idiots. Yeah. And that's when it gets insulting, because like they act like we are dummies, like we don't know what's going on. And I think part of the Sixers' problem is that they think they're smarter than the entire league, and they're doing these dumb little things like, oh, we're gonna get around the league on this and that. And like you said, where is Daryl Morey? Why is he not answering anything? He's just leaving Nick Nurse out there
with his daughter that he just voted 7 days early today.
Okay.
Well, I know who.
Maybe you should put that off and worry about the team that you're general managing.
But here's the thing, real quick. There's 2 different potential scenarios here. One, Nick Nurse is actually well informed and knows what's going on, and they're just collectively doing a bad job managing the situation. But they still believe that they're doing the right thing for Embiid, and when he comes back, he'll be good, and Paul George, and they believe in their team, right? Or what I think is the worst case scenario, Nick Nurse is not as well informed, and he doesn't believe in the way management's handling anything at the same time as it looks like he doesn't actually believe in his team. And so, like, listen, I hate Josh Harris. You know, like we're getting to full like Norman Brayman land with this guy. Like I can't stand this dude, but at the same time, I still want the team to be able to do well. And on paper, with Paul George and Embiid and all the guys they have, you have hope that they can be a good team. And I'm just seeing early on some signs that it might be the case that Nick is like fed up with everything that's going on, and this could be like some sort of cancerous situation that's just going to completely implode. That's what freaks me out 4th game into the season as they are losing to the Pistons.
Well, the Sixers, they also want us to buy into the Embiid rest plan, and like it's the best thing for the team and stuff. And here's the thing, a lot of the fans will buy into it and accept it, but the way that they're going about it just pisses you the hell off, because they're not giving you anything. Like, they're like, oh, well, we're going to need him to rest, no back-to-backs. Oh, he's not going to play the home opener, the 2nd game, the 3rd game. He's going to be out the next following week. And there's no updates. There's nothing. Nick Nurse is whatever he knows. And I think he's a little missing. I think he knows a little bit, but he's scared to say anything either.
Yeah.
It's fucking sucks. I want to like basketball and enjoy myself. And this Sixers organization makes it hard all the time.
Well, here's the reality. If we're going to be real about it, the basketball doesn't matter until January, maybe April, if we're really being honest with each other. But that's not good product to put out. And the NBA's hurt. And I just saw some shit today. The ratings for this season are the lowest they've ever been in years at this point, like in the beginning of the year. And now they're going to, I don't know if you guys saw this promotion they're coming out with Michael Imperioli for this NBA Cup that they run for the in-season tournament, but it's like a Ocean's 11 type of ad. But it looks like they spent billions of dollars on this advertising. It's all the top basketball players in it, and nobody gives a fuck about this cup. And this commercial isn't going to make anyone give a fuck about it. A fancy bright court isn't going to make anyone like. They just focus on the wrong things, and these guys aren't even going to play in them. So who gives a fuck anyway? The NBA is putting out some really bad products right now.
It's tough though, because you say nothing mattered. The regular season doesn't matter. You got a guy like Embiid. If that's the case, then maybe you shouldn't play him. But you want to make sure you put a good product out. Fans are going to pay. It's like it's not.
And
they're not handling
this guy.
That we know.
We just signed this guy to a 3-year extension for an enormous amount of money, and the first thing he does is say, "Yeah, I'm done playing in back-to-backs. Yeah, I'm not really. I'm not worried about
Don't say
MVPs or the regular season or All-Stars, or I'm just worried about the playoffs." Well, how are you going to be conditioned properly when the playoffs start if you've sat out or played 30 minutes a game for 42 games? It doesn't happen that way.
I want a related thing, okay? Other day, we're at the opening game, and you guys saw this. Mark sends a video of Embiid. He's eating something at the end of the bench. Now, I wasn't all up in arms about it. I mean, look, we know there's a stigma there that Embiid doesn't keep in shape. And granted, if he was eating a Big Mac or something, the guy's like, do we care if he's eating at the end of the bench? Is that poor form?
Yeah, I mean, that it probably shouldn't have happened. It's just bad optics, but who gives a shit? I mean, if Mark didn't send that to us, we would have never known or cared.
I don't really care, frankly.
Yeah.
Don't really care. All right. Well, very excited for the tailgate this week, gents, and I'm feeling good about the Birds, although I don't want to go too far here. I'm not, like a company guy like Fink that's just going to always think everything's great no matter what. I'm going to try to call it like it is. I think we're on the right track.
I actually have depression. I'm seeing the bright side of things here. Like, just come on over, just see the bright side of things that I'm sharing with you, just a little bit. It's fun.
You know what city we live in? Do you know what
Phillies
teams we root for? Like,
yeah, I know. And then they might lose to the Jags by Doug Peterson this week, and I'll be ready to kill myself again. So,
yeah, like, did you not just live through what happened with the Phillies? Are we just ignoring that?
I just don't talk about it. Like, act like it'll just go away.
Yeah, I don't know if we're.
By the way, don't let the Yankees get on that flight back to LA. They're going to be dangerous if so.
Listen, here's what I
love these fucking greaseball fans.
The same thing. Listen, same thing that happened with the Mets.
When you see that guy trying to peel, like he's trying to force that ball out of Mookie's glove, and you don't laugh, there's something wrong with you.
I laughed, but I'm not going to give any props to anyone from New York because fuck New York.
Props. It was just
you're like, I love that guy. You said you wanted him on the pod to replace me. That's weird.
Can I say this? The guy, like, it reminds me of Fink when he loses the parlay and his buddy gives him $1,000. The dude next to him who grabbed his arm, that's a friend right there. He's like, I'm in this with you, man. Let's go.
See, I think the arm grab was a little excessive, but the prying the glove open and pulling the ball out, it was a comedy bit. It was hilarious.
I mean,
the look on he's got the double chin. He's like he's prying that thing open.
Here's the question I got for you real quick. Unlike we had the dude with the Cubs, right, who screwed the Cubs over. What was his name? Come on, Michi.
Bartman.
Okay.
Steve Bartman.
This guy, like, he went so far to try to help his own team.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Is he a legend for the Yankees? He should be. It didn't cost
especially if they start winning.
If that happened at Citizens Bank Park, that person would be a legend. And this is the other thing I hate about Phillies fans that's a new trend. Yes. Every time something happens in another city, they go, "If that happened in Philly, this guy was vilified. He was crushed nationally." Like one reporter wrote like a semi-positive spin on it. It was just a profile, but it wasn't damning this guy.
I just want to say something. That's the essence
and they acted
of
like he was writing a positive profile on a serial killer. This guy didn't do anything. Giancarlo Stanton home run. The Yankees are up 5-0.
That's insane.
That's a testament to Meech's level of fandom because he's not taking that low-hanging fruit, you know what I mean, and going, if that happened in Philadelphia, he actually hates the people that do that. It's next level
well,
stuff.
He should. Here's my thing.
I've said it plenty of times on this pod. I am proud of the reputation that Philly has.
Yes.
When national media goes, you should be scared to go in Philly. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. I'm not like, hey, stop talking bad about us. Don't say that about us. We're great guys. We do all the right. No, fuck you. You don't come here. Be intimidated.
Yes.
To come here.
Thank you. You should I hate
this pussy shit.
You should lean into that we are.
Like that.
We should lean into being the nastiest, most miserable place. You should not want. I don't want other fans in our ballparks. I don't want them in our city. I want them to think that we are terrible people.
We don't care.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's more like nobody likes us, and please don't talk bad about us because then we'll complain and say, "Hey, why are you saying bad things about?" No,
you got to
don't be sensitive. You can't be the hard ass Philly guy and also be sensitive to where if that happened here, you guys you're making up a hypothetical now. Why are you crying? Just laugh at this guy trying to pry a ball out of Mookie Betts' glove, please. Will somebody do that?
I think some good guidance.
Unless the Yankees win, then I'll be mad because then Soto might stay in New York, and I want Soto here. So that's why the Dodgers.
Soto's got zero. Here's the Meach report. My source confirms Soto has zero chance of coming here.
You don't know that, Meach. Okay, you don't know that. Your source stinks. Okay,
I agree.
Soto's been linked here for like the last 2 years. Harper was linked here for the 2 years before that. Turner for 2 years before they all signed here.
We could have got Soto last year when he was in hanging in limbo.
Meach, how can you pay another guy when you've got Bryce and Trey? I know Bryce structured his contract, but I don't understand the economics of how can you keep paying all these people, or is it just
here's how, because there's no luxury cap. I mean, there's no salary cap.
But you have to pay the tax. All you have to pay
is the luxury tax, which John Middleton won't do. He could say, "I want my trophy back," which he's been saying since 2009. By the way, I hate when people bring that quote up, man. It's so old. What happened to the years you guys just totally sucked? He didn't want his trophy back those years. Well, you can purchase Juan Soto, and it'll cost you probably more than. No, not probably. Definitely more than Harper. Maybe more than Ohtani. Like that. He's 26 years old, and he's one of the greatest left-handed hitters I've ever seen. He's like Ted Williams in Spanish version. He's incredible, and he's only going to get better because you've seen how Bonds. He's going to develop like Bonds did. He's going to end up breaking home run records. He's going to get bigger. His eye's going to get better, and his bat's going to get faster.
In a smaller ballpark, hit more home runs here, break your record sooner. Come to Philly, take a contract like Ohtani did, where you defer it down the line. You can mix that in with the guy getting paid now. Now we're cooking with fucking gas, Meach. I'm putting that at 1%. Tell your source that.
Okay, bump it up to 1%. But when he he's pretty much a Yankee legend already. They love him there. Why wouldn't they pay him? And if they don't, the Mets are going to pay him more than us. We're like third or fourth in this thing.
I think we're third, and I think the Yankees win it. He's staying, and that's why I'm been rooting against.
It's really a pipe dream.
And because they're New Yorkers, I don't like New York.
You need to fill out your outfield, and you got to do it cheaper because you really don't have much to work with, and you got some bad ball players. Phillies are in trouble.
All right. Well, to wrap things up, I just want to say, Meech, you gave a nice soliloquy there about the fans not being soft and us embracing, the reputation of being kind of, not awful, but you know what I mean, less than hospitable. I think Sunday's a game we could easily just kind of cakewalk into, and I think we should encourage the fans, now the team has some momentum, to really lean into this one on Sunday. And not take it for granted. And let's get in there. Let's affect the game. Let's have a great game. Let's have a great tailgate. Look forward to seeing you gentlemen there. Fine gentlemen that you are.
Me?
And, I'm hoping you're going to be there, baby. I'll be there for the Hoagie drop. Just let me know when the Hoagie drop's going down. And look, it was nice to cross the threshold, 101. Where we're going to go to, I don't know, man. But good times. Hey, enjoy Halloween tomorrow. I don't know if the kids are doing anything. If you're going to dress Magic up, I think I saw you dressing Magic up, correct?
We tried. It did not work well.
It's hard. Sometimes it doesn't go well.
He did not like it at all.
Yeah. All right. Well, gentlemen, have a great Halloween. Go Birds. We'll see you on Sunday. And thank you for anybody that tuned in. We appreciate you. There we go.
See you, Gary.
Sunday.